Partners Chief Market Strategist Bob Iaccino joining me from the CME in Chicago. Bob, you say that you think oil has essentially hit a bottom for now. Are you making that bet? Can we timestamp that?
You can timestamp it, Matt. It's me personally, not the firm. I think that the oil has reached a medium-term bottom, and I was listening to the conversation before you brought me on, and I can appreciate that in a longer-term perspective. Obviously, the IEA is talking about the U.S. doubling its production by 2017. The interesting thing about the conversation earlier is the U.S. is now the marginal producer. Russia and OPEC, they're starting to retool for summer blend gasoline. They're going to suck that out, and then you're going to see a spike in prices led by Brent, and that's when it's going to happen. It is a medium-term bottom, but it is a bottom.
And Bob, what's your price target on both TI and Brent?
Well, I think Brent you're going to see up around $43, $44, and then I think you're going to see TI hit 40 and come off from there. The differential between Brent and TI has been a problem.
Let me go ahead and bring in our next guest because he actually is going to make the case that crude could rally to $50. So I want to hear this. Bob Iaccino is joining us via satellite. He's the founder and chief market strategist at Path Trading Partners. Great to have you on, Bob.
Good to be here, Jackie. Thank you.
Make your case for crude at 50. I want to hear this one.
When you look at the chart on crude, it's still in a downtrend, but it's a flatter downtrend. What's happened lately is the conversation about the April 16th, 17th meeting, the conversation about oil wells blowing up. There's not a whole lot of reason for crude to continue lower and to exceed its lows at 26.10 in the short term. Now, the oversupply is a story, and that's not going away, but I think what Scott's missing.
But Scott, we're talking about futures now, how to trade this today. You had that big bounce yesterday, now a little bit of a sell-off. What do you want to do short-term with the crude oil trade?
I want to be short in crude oil because I disagree with Bob. I think.
Okay, let's bring in another voice on the topic. He was a bull last time he was on the show. Bob Iaccino joins us. He's the co-founder of Path Trading Partners. Bob, great to have you on. Oil at 50. What do you want to do with it now?
Well, I think there's a little bit more upside to go, but I think the upside is now limited. And I think what we're seeing is the establishment of a higher range. I'm now looking for about 51.68 as a very difficult level for oil to get through. And if it does, you probably get up to 55.
So what do you exactly want to do with it now? Because you just said you don't want to be short necessarily at these levels, but you don't think there's that much upside. So are you sitting on the sidelines?
For now, but there are short levels coming up in my opinion again. But I think I want to sell around 51.68. If it gets through that, that's a trade. If it gets through that, we're going to see 54.50, and then you probably see $55. That's the high to me.